I know some of y'all be out there like, damn, he be, oh my God. But hey, I'm my own producer, man. So I gotta do everything, man. I gotta do everything. You know what I'm saying? I got to play the music. I got to find the music. You know what I'm saying? I got to get the phone lines up and running. I got to make sure that everything is popping and crack-a-lacking. Yo, but that's how we do here on the journey, right? Get the struggle on, right? You can't build if you don't work. And that's what I'm starting to see. I'm starting to see a lot of people just want stuff to just be there, right? Not Brother Hatim do. It's like I'm all about building it, right? And that's what we do every week. We come and we're looking for gems. We're looking for jewels of wisdom that we could use to help build this nation, right? Build this nation. You know, so, hey, the whole piece for me tonight, right? Because this one is life changing. I told y'all 3 weeks ago that I was coming hard with this show, right? So I wake up and I feel like I'm a little sore in my mouth. I'm a little sore on my throat. You know what I'm saying? It's like things I don't know what's going on. I'm a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? I'm 48 now, right? And I said, man. So I get to bring to you one of the most powerful folk tales that I have come across, right? This is going to be definitely a gift. So anybody out there that want to come wisdom minded with me, hit me up at 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. Now, I'm going to be cranking it up today. Just letting y'all know, so you might not want the babies to be around or close to the internet. If you got them listening, you can let them hear the story, but then send them to bed, right? Because we're going to have grown folk talk, because this is folk tales for grown folks, and I want the grown folks. I got to start cracking y'all heads, right? Because the issue is, right, for some reason, right, I got listeners, but I'm not getting responses, right? I'm like, I know I'm not that clear. I know my thoughts stray, and I know sometimes they're a little bit everywhere. So I know I'm not 100% clear. So I appreciate some comments. I appreciate some feedback. I appreciate some new ideas for directions to head this in. I'm looking for some other co-hosts, right? Because I got some fam that's been tuning in on a regular basis. I know Brother Devin is sick right now, and Sister Janice probably will be tuning in a second, right? But the point is, we're trying to build an empire of our own. That's why we call our news show an empire of our own, right? And the only way we're going to build it, and it's going to be our own, if we are working on it, right? Because I don't want people coming after this, after we done got the fire started, right? I don't need you coming trying to set up some sparks once the fire started, right? So I need you to kind of invest your time in what we're doing right now. Speaking of investing, I have to go and talk about one of my sponsors, so hold
on. The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
All right, spread the word. The Giami Journey is Giami Journey Energy, right? And we are able to give out and do oh my God, that was loud. We're able to sell, and we're able to sell energy. We're an energy company, right? So now, not only are we an energy company, you can sign up for with us and allow us to help you with your bill. We could definitely save you some money because our prices right now are lower than AEP. But even if the prices wasn't lower than AEP, you should be flocking to us to help us do this work, right? You know what I'm saying? You should be signing up for us. And now we also have gas. But now, let me tell you this. You also have an opportunity to run your own business, work from home, choose your own hours, earn unlimited income. Because I'm telling you, this is a booming business with this deregulation of energy, right? So y'all have an opportunity. You have an opportunity for us to work together and build, or you could just support us if that's what you want to do. Feel free. For more information, hit us up at giammijourney.energy526.com. Or you can hit us up at Facebook. You go to Facebook and look up Giammi Journey Energy. Look up Giammi Journey Energy. Look us up. We got a Facebook page. And then like the page. And then go on up there and push sign up and see how much money we can save you. Because, hey, this is real. For those that might not know want to go through all that, and you just want me to walk you through, I have no problem. Or I can put somebody else up on it to walk you through. Hit us up at 614-594-9422. Also, for those out there that's really wanting to get in on a conversation that's about to go down, right? Hit me up at 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. Now let me put on my freestyle music. Check one, check two, check one. In the place to be is Brother Hot Tim. Yo, hip hop philosopher, urban shaman, you know what I'm saying? Master Nation Builder. I'm on it, and we about, listen, I'm about to tell you, some of y'all just doubting the word, but this folk tale right here in this simplicity is going to change your life, right? But first I gotta let you know you are now listening to Giammi Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Simba production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. So I need y'all to bear with me because everything appears to be a little bit delayed, but that's cool. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we here, we about to learn and we about to build. So I want everybody to take a deep breath. We about to throw it down. It sounds like it's raining. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It sounds like Miss Sasha Mosh is up. Y'all know that Sasha Mosh loves the fact that she could be on the radio, right? But you know, I ain't gonna pay her no attention. Alright. Here we go. Y'all ready? Felt an electric shock as I opened the book. Cause I told y'all it was coming, right? This one right here is the one you've been waiting for. Y'all ready? The trees and the axe. A man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree. No sooner had the man fitted a new handle to his axe from it than he began to use it and quickly felled with his strokes the noblest giants of the forest, an old oak, lamenting when too late the destruction of his companions, said to a neighboring cedar, "The first step has lost us all. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, we might yet have retained our own privileges and have stood for ages." I just want you to roll around in the grease of that one, right? I want you to roll around in the grease of this one, right? You know what I'm saying? Because this one, from all angles, is a very, very, very powerful folk tale. Now, let me, one more time, I'll read through it. I'm trying to give Brother D time to get up on here, but he might be, he has some issues, so we sending energies out his way. And we're going to send energy out to Sister Janice. But either way, we're going to get the lesson, right? Listen. Last time, a man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree. No sooner had the man fitted a new handle to his axe from it than he began to use it and quickly fell with his strokes the noblest giants of the forest. An old oak, lamenting when too late the destruction of his companions, said to a neighboring cedar, "The first step has lost us all. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, we might yet have retained our own privileges and have stood for ages." You are now listening to Gianni Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Simba production, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. You know, because I'm in the show because I'm like, yo, I mean, well, what can I add to that, right? Right? So first thing I want you to look at, right, is this. A man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. We have a man going to a forest asking for permission. Now, I want you to realize now, because I always bring this to our history, right? I want you to realize, right, that a man entered the forest and he asked the forest for permission. He asked them for something, right? And because they thought that what he asked for was so little and so worthless that they could respond to him, they could give him an answer, they could give him something, right? And he asked for something simple, didn't he? He asked for something that wasn't major to them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's look at how he asked, right? Because my question is, why did the man even have to go into the woods and ask for permission? Right? Now, in our old fables, one of the things that you always got to remember, evil can't enter your house unless you invite it in. Like, for example, in the old Dracula movies and stuff like that, Dracula could never enter a house without first being invited in. See, our ancestors through these fables are letting us know, right? They're letting us know how to deal with negative force, how to deal with unbalanced forces, right? The first thing is you never invite that shit in your house. You know what I'm saying? If somebody want to commune with this madness, let them commune with it outside the house, right? When Europeans first came to us, they asked for permission to enter. They had to ask for permission to enter. They had to be welcomed in. We welcomed them in, right? Ain't this what the forest did? They welcomed the dude with an axe in. A man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. How many of y'all have invited somebody into your forest with an axe, or allow somebody in with a tool of your own destruction, not even knowing him? He asked for permission for you to let him in, right? I mean, if you look through our community, we have done this over and over and over again. We've done it in education. We've done it in banking. We've done it in our real estate. We've done it over and over again, right? To now where we are no longer a standing force. Somebody has come in, and because we have allowed them in, they have basically turned the force into a project, right? Matter of fact, they done tore us down and used the very essence of our soul to build the houses that they're renting out to others. All right, let's move on. Come back to that in a minute. Man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree. Now, the trees consented. That means they gave permission. Yes, sure, come on in. Yeah, it'd be no problem. And not only did they allow him to come in, he asked them, the trees to provide. A man came into the forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. Now, he came into the forest and he asked them to provide him the handle for his axe. He basically asked them, right, for the lever of their destruction. Not really looking into it, not having the foresight, not having the insight, not having the outsight, not having the future sight to see where this man was going. They gave him a young ash tree. They gave him their young. Oh! Listen. I don't know if y'all heard what I said, right? This man who was smaller and less than these trees came in and asked for the lever that he would use to destroy them. Them not taking him seriously, they consented to his request and gave him the young. Who is Aesop talking about, yo? I want to ask y'all that. Who is Aesop talking about? You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, I need some help. 614-556-4535. Because I don't want to do this one by myself, but I will. Because I'm telling you, listen, though this is one that is a life changer, because one, not only does it help in a personal life, but you get to see our history. You get to see the mistakes that we have been making over and over and over again, right? All right, the Traveler Brother D is listening. Hey, peace out, bro. But hey, check this out. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. I'm going to start it over because we got somebody new that's listening in, right? And I don't know if he heard this. A man came into a forest and asked the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree. No sooner had the man fitted a new handle to his axe from it than he began to use it and quickly failed from his strokes, the noblest giants of the forest. An old oak, lamenting when too late the destruction of his companions, said to a neighboring cedar, "The first step has lost us all. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, we might yet have retained our own privileges and have stood for ages." Once again, in that statement, in that story is our downfall, but also in that story is the source of our upliftment. First off, I told you that the man came to the forest and he asked him for a handle. What is the handle of an axe? He even told him it was an axe. But because these trees thought they was too big and thought they was too mighty, they didn't think that an axe could really hurt them. So they gave him a handle for his axe. Now, the axe head in just the hand is not powerful. But when you put a lever on it, which is what he asked them for, he asked them for the lever of their destruction. And guess what? They provided the lever of destruction. And do you know what the lever of the trees, the forest, not the trees, do you know what the level of their destruction was? It was their young tree. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Man, the story is wow.
I told you. I told y'all 3 weeks ago.
The youth.
The youth. The lever of our destruction. And up to this day.
Giving up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, giving up willingly by the elders, you know what I mean?
Every day. Every day. The great mighty oak trees, the great cedar trees, the older ash trees, we're giving up our youth to an outsider that feels that, that we think we didn't take him serious. But as soon as he got our youth, he used the youth as the lever of our destruction. And I don't think nobody even get that. Right? Nobody even get that piece from me. That bothers me, man. You know what I'm saying? The very youth, the Aesop is laying out the formula. The formula that was used against us. The formula that destroyed us. Who is the forest? Full of old mighty trees. He ain't talking about, he talking about an old forest. And this little man come in and ask for the young. And because they didn't value the young, because they didn't take the young seriously, they gave the young to them, and the young became the lever of their destruction. But as we read deeper, we will see where Aesop gives us the formula of redemption. This is why I told people not to miss. Y'all be thinking, Brother Hyateel be playing. I'm not playing in this shit. This is nation building, man. These are the gems upon which we build. A lot of y'all think it's about the money. It ain't about the money, because we get our hands on billions and billions of dollars. But if our mind is not right, we will destroy ourselves. We will give away our young, and they will become the levers of our destruction. I'm sorry, Brother D, man. You better go and say something.
You good. I was looking back over the story again and looking at the moral.
Oh my God.
You know, yielding the rights of others, we may endanger our own.
We endanger our own. See, but I want to go even deeper. It ain't even endangering the rights of others. The first step has lost us all. First, they call it the first step. What was the first step? Surrendering the rights. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, what was the ash to them? If they did not surrender the rights of their children, if they did not surrender the rights of the young, if they protected the young, if they educate. See, because think about this. Because in other stories, when you read this story, because there's many versions of this. For those. This is translated by George Fowler Thompson. If you go look at some of the other translations, they talk about how the man honed and shaped and molded this branch, this ash tree, this young ash, into an axe handle, so that it would work against what it used to be. He educated the ash. He shaped the ash. He molded the ash to serve as something that would destroy the very force which he came from.
From providing, well, actually, it ties into education. You're giving it over to someone else.
Your money,
also, right? And so we look at the youth as possibly taken away from our fun or our experience that they in the way, so we need to remove, so we can push them off on somebody else. That's somebody else's responsibility. Mm-hmm. And when we push them off, somebody else starts pouring into their lives, or it starts to use them, or makes them feel like they're important.
Right.
And then, like, when it comes back, and say it comes to bite us in the ass.
Right. It's crazy how it works, right? It's the same. It's been the same for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? They come on shore, we give them our young to help. You know what I'm saying? They come to our countries to give them the young to be educated. You know what I'm saying? We want to learn your ways. We send the young. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we haven't caught on to the hustle, man. They've been using our children as the levers of our destruction. For those that don't know what Brother Hatim means when I say a lever, there was, I think his name was Archimedes, where he said, if you give me a lever long enough, I will lift the earth.
Right.
An axe handle is a lever. It gives you leverage.
It gives you leverage.
Go
And
ahead.
the axe is a wedge.
There you go.
Split. Whatever it is that it comes in contact.
So let's go down a little bit farther. I said farther. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree that he shaped, molded, and educated in his way. No sooner had the man fitted a new handle, this new handle, see, it's no longer an ash tree. It became his tool. It became a handle to his axe. Then he began to use it and quickly fell with his strokes the noblest of giants of the forest. So soon as he educated the young, he was able to destroy the oldest. And what else did he call it? The noblest giants of the forest. See, once he started chopping, dog, he ain't start chopping at the little ash tree.
Right.
He started with the noblest oaks. Right? So,
Right.
we're at a point. You know what I'm saying? What does an oak tree represent? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. But, you know, we go all into that. The noblest giants of the forest. An old. So, it didn't just say a noble oak. It said the noblest. So, he didn't start with the lowly trees. He started with the top dogs. But first, he had to convert the young. Once he changed the young, he was able to use the young as a lever, or use them for leverage.
So
Hit a wedge in, as you called it, and push the great and mighty ones over.
Right. So look at it from a cultural perspective. Here, the young ash starts out as a tree. It's taken from its environment. Still wood, but no longer a tree. Now has become a tool that comes back and destroys the very cultural essence of where it came from, and has no idea because this other entity has come in and been allowed to mold it into what it wants it to be.
It has turned that little ash tree into a dead thing. A dead thing. Or a dead thing.
So why do we need to learn our history? That's old. That's the past. That pertains. That doesn't mean anything to me. It has nothing to do with who I am right now.
But at the same time, you've been stroked and sanded and prepared to wear the wedge that will separate your people. You are the handle to the axe, my child. But you don't understand that. You don't see that right now. You just a dead team. Hey, but hold on. So an old oak. This is us. Well, that's more like me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't quite an old oak. I ain't really an old oak yet either. But an old oak, lamenting, when too late the destruction of his companions, said to a neighboring cedar. So we got different type of trees communicating. We got an ash tree, we got an oak tree, we got a cedar tree, and we got just this group of trees, and all of them are different, but they all belong to one forest. They all belong to one group, trees. That this little piece of wood that they surrendered, that they gave away, this little chief son that they sent off, this little noble son that they sent off to be educated in the ways of the enemy, come back a worse thing than the enemy itself. Right? He come back a dead team. And being a dead team, like you said, it don't know. I don't need to know all that. That's garbage. Right? Come so cynical, so young. And what's even crazier, the handle
I ain't in roots anymore.
Don't have no roots no more and could grow no more. It is basically stuck. Where is that? That's his maturity. It will grow. It's basically stuck. All right. We said to a neighboring cedar, the first step has lost us all. The first step has lost us all. If we had not given up the rights of the ash. See, because in the beginning, they held rights. In the beginning, they held a sacred relationship that the man could not break. Because if he didn't have the lever or the handle, he couldn't chop down the trees. But them putting themselves above everything and feeling that because they're higher than everything, they look down upon everything, that they was better and they was wiser than everything. He took a lowly ash tree and broke them down. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, we might have retained our own privileges and have stood for ages. Because they allowed the rights of their young, because they gave away the rights of their young, because they allowed their young to be educated by somebody else, because they allowed their young to be financed by somebody else, because they allowed their young to be politicized by someone else, because they allowed their young to be abused by somebody else, because they allowed their young to be imprisoned by somebody else, because they sacrificed their young. The old and noble trees all fell. All failed, and as I said before, fell, and basically from the forest was turned into a project. That the wood from these trees, the very soul of their essence, was used to build the dam the man rents out. Man, and I'm just like, man, sometimes I don't know if we can learn. I don't know. I'm at a loss, man. I get frustrated trying to think about how. I mean, it's so simple on how we could get up out of this. I mean, it's no more than probably wouldn't take no more than 100 to be successful at it, because these people aren't that smart. I mean, our ancestors have basically left us the game plan. They left us the wisdom. We know how they gonna move. They've been moving the same forever. Because this is even divide and conquer. This one, instead of dividing by color, they divided by age. So you got anything else, little bro? Or big brother? Or what? You got anything else? I don't know. You get old. So I'm just saying, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Getting seasoned.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's getting seasoned. Let's make sure we don't get where our ash. Right. I want to make sure they understand. I said ASH, ash. Is a tree, is a certain type of tree.
They say, well, when we're thinking about it, getting to be older, the trees, it's like they forgot about this journey or this path to mastery. It's a continuous journey. It's like we steadily trying to perfect different aspects of ourselves. And if we're not really taking this warriorship thing seriously and working on that mastery, on the self-mastery of ourselves, we getting back to those perfect qualities of ourselves that don't need any outside influence. We will forget about our youth. We will neglect those precious things that are just starting to sprout, so that we're able to see and look out over, whether that be in the classroom or that just be, seeing, the young folks that are coming through our neighborhoods. Think about how many times we may just walk past them and not acknowledge them.
Right.
Many of them may not show the respect that is necessary right now. If we continue to walk in the respect, and we show them that we notice them, we acknowledge the things that when they're doing those positive things, and we correct them when they're stepping out of pocket. Then we're not tossing them to the side. We're not allowing those other outside entities to come in and use them against us.
But in a sense, this is the issue, though, Brother D. We give them up so young, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole daycare industry, the whole testing industry, the whole public education industry is designed to take the young ash and to hone it and to grow it and to chop it down so that it can become a handle for the next axe. It's a cycle that we've been so engrossed in it so long that we can't even see it. We're the only ones that fully trust other people to educate us, to feed us, to pay us, to politic for us. And it starts with us giving away our young. That's why people don't understand the importance of the school, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether we talking about Brother Umar School or what we working on. They don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We honestly believe that change is going to happen. Some people honestly believe that change is going to happen with somebody, a grown adult, getting to the White House. Another black man or black woman getting to the White House. Or Jesse Jackson making a nice speech. Or you know what I'm saying?
Change coming without our participation.
Change coming with what? Without who?
Without our participation.
And without our young. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's the young people that always have pushed change. Old folks, the old trees couldn't see the change coming because they've been so used to things in a certain way for so damn long that they didn't see what the man was. They couldn't see what he was holding. You know what I'm saying? All they could see is, oh man, this little man wants something. Let's get him, man. It might benefit us. But nobody ever was sitting in the forest, a cedar tree didn't yell out, "Hey, don't do that." Hey. Because once we start giving away the rights of our own, once we start giving them access to us, once we invite them in, they'll never leave. We have to kill them all. And in some ways it's funny, but in other ways it's very, very sad and very, very scary because people be mad at me, be like, man, why don't you take your daughter to daycare? Because I don't want to get her involved in this shit yet. You know what I'm saying?
Because the paradox of it all too is, and I'm reflecting back on the noblest of trees being taken out. It's like it's those individuals that feel like they have some type of special status that's separate away from everybody else. That when you start talking about things within our community, when you talk about the talented 10th, or you talk about the middle class blacks that have some type of status that's been given to them, looking at the rest of trees in the forest, like, oh, those trees over there, that's an ash tree. It's not not as strong as an oak. It's not a birch. It's not like a hickory. It's not like this sequoia tree that's regal and tall and thick. Because ash tree is kind of a medium sized tree. It doesn't really get to be as an oak.
Right.
So, but it grows tall and strong nevertheless.
And it's one of the trees that the chaga mushroom grew out of. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean that's something to consider. Although I know all our skin folk ain't necessarily our kin folk because they ain't looking out for us.
Nah.
But once you identify, we got these roots that as trees be able to get to the point where you have a whole bunch of rings and age about yourself where you're able to reach a noble age. I forget about. So that you were once that sapling, that young tree, and somebody didn't give up on you.
Be that old the noble trees, man. Those were the trees that were basically the foundation of the forest.
Right.
The whole ecosystem of the forest.
That were there for the initial emergence.
There you go. They knew the history. You know what I'm saying? When they went out to destroy, he started with the noblest of trees. Because these trees, I mean, they had weathered the storms. And now they have become noble and mighty enough probably to help hold up a majority of the forest when those storms come. Their roots were deep. And they were, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and they was able to provide shade for many of the trees that wasn't strong enough to come up or for the weeds. And I don't know. I'm just saying, man. There's so many different ways that you can look at this, but all of them lead you to growth. Even when you look at it as an individual. You know what I'm saying? What vampires are you letting in the door? You know what I'm saying? Who are you letting in with the axe? And what in your life is the handle that you are providing them to use to chop you down? Right? Who in your life is noble that they go around and knock it down? Because when I knock down the noblest within the forest, I directly affect the ecosystem. All the animals run now because the one landmark that all of them had to see that they knew they could depend on is no longer there. And we talking about some of these trees get hundreds and possibly thousands of years old. You know, and that's what we miss when we come to Ohio, man, because we honestly think, I mean, Ohio was an undisturbed forest for possibly hundreds, maybe thousands of years. So we probably can't even comprehend the size of some of the trees that was growing right here. You know what I'm saying? It probably was a mighty tree that grew big as my kitchen up in this month. Right now, right where I'm at. But hey, it's that time, and I want to thank you for tuning in, Brother D. I want to thank anybody else out there that's listening. We done gave everybody an opportunity. If you want to join the conversation for the last couple of minutes, hit me up at 614-556-4535. You got about 20 seconds, and we gone. But hey, I want to thank everybody out there that's listening. Brother D's tuned out. Thank you for listening. With that, I'm going to bed to get ready for my adventure tomorrow. And with that, I say peace.